Speaker, 3 days ago, a private helicopter crashed.
Please go ahead.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, it was a small plane, I should say, crashed at a committee one site 18 in Tema, Speaker, near the Oninku Primary School. Speaker, 2 persons on board, the pilot and another, have since been declared as dead. Speaker, this matter has traumatized the nation, especially Tema. And it's important that as Parliament, we commiserate with the family of the 2 persons on board, and also the fact that it's escaped crashing onto the school field of the Tema Oninku Primary School. As a house, we commiserate with them. We want to call the attention of the Ghana Air Force as well as the private entity that owns this aircraft, that we are informed that they own other aircraft. They should take maintenance matters seriously. Speaker, on this note, we wish the family, the bereaved family, our deepest condolences. I thank you for the opportunity.
Yes, Minority Leader. Minority Leader,
Speaker,
there's somebody at your back to comment.
Mr. Speaker, because of the agreement. Right.
Yes.
Proceed, then I can come.
You have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you. I do associate myself with the message as delivered by the Chief Whip concerning the light plane which crashed near Onunku Basic School. It's a journey to my constituency, that is Tema East, and I sincerely do appreciate the comment as made by the Chief Whip. Thank you.
Yes. Yes, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity. Indeed, I would want to extend condolences to the bereaved families and also to stand with the people of Tema East for that tragic, unfortunate incident which occurred when the light sports plane forcefully landed and crashed and caught fire in my constituency in Tema Community One. We can only commiserate with the affected families and also take a cue from such happenings. May I also say that we were just fortunate that even though it was a day that the children were supposed to be in school, we were just fortunate when it happened, it didn't affect other lives apart from those 2 passengers. Indeed, the situation exposes us as a people to how we showed preparedness in the face of such emergency situations. The way this incident occurred would call attention to us as a nation to resource the organ seized with the responsibility to attend to such situations when they occur. Mr. Speaker, I want to commend the leadership of the Tema Metropolitan Assembly headed by Honorable Ebi Bright for the prompt response on the day to ensure that the security services who were on the grounds to perform their activities were given the space to do that. I would also want to put on record that the response rate of the Ghana Fire Service for the Tema Region Fire Service was also very commendable. In addition to that, all key state actors did a good job, and the following day, the way in which they protected the evidence for further investigations was also commendable. And I want to thank my leadership for giving me this space to share these few thoughts. Mr. Speaker, I thank you for the opportunity.
Minority Leader.
Speaker, I rise on behalf of my colleagues on this side of the House with grief and deep concern following the tragic microlight aircraft crash that occurred on Monday, 16 March 2026 at approximately 2:49 p.m. within the Tema Community One, size 17, on the compound of the Tema Metropolitan Assembly Nursery 3 School near Oninku Park. Mr. Speaker, as reported, a privately owned Sky Arrow microlight aircraft with registration number NJ-ADV lost control while attempting to land after flying from Ho to Accra. The aircraft crashed and burst into flames within a populated area, tragically claiming the lives of 2 Ghanaian citizens, Captain Frank Amwenin Donko, aged 36, a highly experienced pilot and a certified flight instructor, and his brother, Elijah Ofori Donko, aged 25, a promising university graduate. Mr. Speaker, the minority extends its deepest condolences to the bereaved family, particularly the parents and relatives of the 2 brothers, their friends, colleagues in the aviation sector, and all who have been affected by this tragedy. These were cherished sons of Elder Frank Kwabna Donko, founder of the Hebron Prayer Camp. May the Almighty grant comfort and strength to the family and all who mourn. Speaker, by the grace of God, there were no extended casualties. The school children, teachers, and members of the public on the ground were not harmed. But let me, on behalf of my colleagues, acknowledge the swift and heroic response of teachers, members of the public, and first responders, including the Ghana National Fire Service, the police, and NADMO, that ensured that the fire was contained and no further loss was sustained. Speaker, beyond mourning, this incident raises serious questions that demand urgent answers. As you are well aware, our colleagues who lost their lives on the 6th of August 2025 helicopter crash, till date, we in this House do not have the full report that was commissioned by His Excellency the President. We therefore urgently demand the following from the authorities. 1, how was a privately owned microlight aircraft allowed to operate over a densely populated corridor with such a devastating consequences? 2, were all safety protocols, maintenance procedure, and pilot certification strictly observed? 3, what regulatory oversight existed, and why did it fail to prevent this disaster? And finally, could this tragedy have been prevented with stronger monitoring and enforcement? Speaker, the fact that a private aircraft could traverse civilian airspace and crash within a populated area underscores systemic failures in risk management, oversight, and enforcement. Our country, Ghana, cannot continue to normalize preventable disasters. Leadership demands accountability, and the government, we respectfully submit, must act decisively. Speaker, in the light of this tragedy, the minority respectfully calls on the relevant authorities to conduct full, transparent, and independent, as well as time-bound investigation, with findings made public, detailing the cause of the crash, any lapses in certification, maintenance, and operational procedures, and corrective measures to prevent reoccurrence. Review and strengthen aviation safety protocols for all microlight and private aircrafts, particularly in or near. Ensure adequate resourcing of investigative and regulatory bodies to guarantee rigorous monitoring and enforcement. And finally, establish a support system for bereaved families, providing timely assistance and care to mitigate the impact of such tragedies. Mr. Speaker, our side of this House will continue to follow this matter closely and support every measure aimed at protecting lives, strengthening aviation safety, and ensuring that preventable tragedies do not occur again. In conclusion, Mr. Speaker, the minority hereby reiterates, as we even mourn the loss of Captain Frank Donko and Elijah Donko, that this tragedy to serve as a call to action. It must compel government to enforce safety regulations, strengthen oversight, and protect the lives of all Ghanaians. We owe it a duty to the departed, their family, and the nation to ensure that preventable tragedies like this never happen again. The nation must not be seen only to be mourning when the individuals involved are public officers. Everybody in our country matter to the extent that they are citizens. They have rights, far rights. May their souls rest in perfect peace and rest in the everlasting hands of our Maker. Mr. Speaker, I thank you so much for this treasure space.
That brings us to the end of that statement.
That is so.
Very
That is
well.
so, Mr. Speaker.
Honourable members, may we stand up and observe a minute's silence. Honourable members, may their souls rest in perfect peace. Amen.